Joining us now is someone who witnessed this horrific event firsthand, Jimmy Cothran. He has lived in New Orleans for 15 years. Jimmy, first off, I'm so sorry what you have been through. I'm sure you were still processing this. Tell us what you saw.
About 3:05, 3:10 this morning, me and my friend were heading from Lower Bourbon towards Canal. We seen up towards Crystal Burger and all that there was just a lot going on. And so we ducked off into a nightclub real quick. And within 2 minutes of walking in, four or five girls come running in, push past security, and hide under tables. Um, Me and my friend living here, kind of knowing what's what and things that have been on the news, we didn't take any chances. We ran upstairs to the balcony area that we knew was there. And when we got up there, it wasn't anyone chasing anybody. It was just unimaginable casualty. I mean, just the disfigurement and the bodies strewn, something you can't unsee, you'll never forget. Directly at our feet was definitely a mother, um, twisted up, obviously deceased. We counted around 8 bodies very quickly, right in our area. Uh, One gentleman crushed, had tire tracks across his back. Once they rolled him over, he had tire tracks on his front. He was completely crushed. Another girl, young, small girl, was dancing when we were coming up the street, and she was just completely flat in the middle, dead center middle. Um, Another woman just brutally run over, but still agonizing. I'm certified in CPR and first responder training, and um, they wouldn't let us help. Uh, they locked us all inside, which is understandable, but nobody else was helping. So that was even tougher. Um, but just the fact that these people are somebody's people, and they're not going to be there this morning, it's rough.
I'm just speechless. What you just described, I'm speechless. I am so sorry that you had to see that. And it sounds like some of the people you saw after this happened, you had seen before dancing, having fun, enjoying New Year's. And then you saw them.
Yeah, like I said, I was the designated driver, so I seen everything I seen. I remembered, and we were just up and down. My friend had never experienced New Year's on Bourbon Street, even though he's lived here, and I thought that was kind of crazy. So I was like, well, let's go do that. And this is the memory. But I
And
mean, we're alive.
you're alive. You said one seemed to be a mom, and you said that there
Oh
was a.
yeah,
Tell us, how do you know that?
I mean, she was a older Hispanic woman, probably in her mid 30s. She had a wedding ring on her finger. We were that close
I
to
just
her,
didn't know if there were kids or,
and
any kids
no,
around at that
there was
time,
no
because it was
small,
3 in the
no,
morning.
I mean, no small children.
Okay.
No small children. I mean,
But we're
none in our area.
right. Did you see, when you were looking down from the balcony, did you see the truck? Did you see the suspect?
Oh, he had been gone. That's what I was telling the other news sources. Like, we have these hydraulic steel barriers from past events. Last Mardi Gras, this happened to an extent, maybe not terrorism, but still people getting hit in mass population with vehicles. Those barricades were not up, period. They had the flimsy orange ones that you could just push over with your finger. We actually thought it was kind of odd because usually when you get to Bourbon Street, you can turn your back to Canal and not worry about anything. You can just walk the street, especially on New Year's, and there were still vehicles coming after 8 p.m. And then, I mean, the fact that they never raised them. That's how this guy was able to get down Bourbon Street so quickly and cause so much damage. because there's other barricades past the Canal and Bourbon intersection. There's more like every 2-3 blocks. So what was 10 or 15 dead and 30 wounded could have only been maybe 5 and 15. I mean, who can say, but it definitely would have been minimalized because this truck could not go around those barricades. Everything in New Orleans in the French Quarter has a balcony. All the balconies have poles, several steel poles, and there's no going around anything. If that barricade's up, that's a wrap. That's your end.
So just to be clear, you're saying that they were just flimsy orange barricades that weren't up, that
Yes,
they weren't the
metal
same
ones-
barricades
the
there
metal
as
ones were
elsewhere.
completely down. No, the metal ones were absolutely not engaged.
Wow, and that struck you at the time,
crowd-protecting
right?
barricades were down.
Because there was that
I mean, yeah,
2017
because we had-
incident with Mardi Gras where a drunk driver drove through, and so from what my understanding
Mm-hmm.
is, they increased security measures in that area because of what happened there. But what you're saying is that you didn't see the security that should have been there to protect the revelers.
Yeah, we were walking right across it. Like as you walk down Bourbon, you cross like 5 of them. And then even when you turn off the side streets of Bourbon, there's more. Like the precautions are there and everything's implicated. You just have to use it.
Do you think that's why
And the
he did? Because
focus of-
Bourbon. So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm sorry, but and the other focus is when we got there, you usually can park on Canal if you're early enough. Every law enforcement officer was on Canal. Like they had every parking spot on Canal. We ended up parking on the side of Royal, which no big deal. But as we walked into the French Quarter, there was another officer that I recognized. So I was talking with her and I asked her, I said, why is everybody on Canal and nobody's in the quarter? And she's like, show. And at that time it's probably 9 p.m. So I'm not thinking anything of it. But I'm like, yeah, if you're driving down here and you don't live here, you really think we have a ton of police officers. And she's like, oh, this is probably half of what we had last year.
Yeah. Jimmy, I am so sorry for you that you had to see this. It is horrific. And, as you said, you're alive, but now you have to live with this. And we just appreciate you coming on to detail what you saw in the early morning hours around 3 a.m. when this F-150, which can weigh 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, just drove right into those revelers that you saw partying, and then you saw dead just moments later.
Yeah, and
Jimmy, go ahead.
like the people that were locked in the club with us, like the girls that ran, they said that when they got out of his way, he was already at like 60 miles an hour, and that's only 100 yards from Canal. So in 100 yards, he was able to get that kind of speed. I mean, these bodies, I don't want to go into too much detail,
Yeah.
but when I tell you mangled, I mean, only a movie script could give you the images in my head.
All you have to know is you had a truck and that street was packed with people, and you don't want to know. We don't want to have to think about what that looked like. And unfortunately, Jimmy, you did have to see that, and we are so sorry. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, Jimmy.